The original beam is actually just broken, and look at the replacement one. It's just rotted. So this gravity box was given into gravity. That is one wide cow. Can you tell she's pregnant? Good morning. Welcome back to Rolling Hills Farm. It's a beautiful March day and warm, although we've got a little snow on the way, which is typical for March. And the big girls are out here just kind of enjoying the sunshine. Lots to eat and lots of bedding. And they're starting to think about calving. So if you follow this channel, you know we rely on older equipment to keep costs down. Our latest find is an old gravity box, which is sort of a self-unloading grain wagon. We need it to keep up with harvest, but it's got some issues. Well, we're going to get to the shop and see if we can take care of that. This is the grain box. It is a Minnesota gear, and boy, it really runs true. But you can see there's lots of surface rust. We've got a low tire right there that we've had to fill up. It's had some repairs, but this is something we need to address. The door gets hung up, something's come loose there. I'm gonna have to figure that out. But doesn't leak any grain, even though it's rusted through in spots. It's not through into where the grain is. And I want to get a look at these beams. I see some rot on a beam right there. Somebody has scabbed one in alongside, and I'd kind of like to replace that whole beam. It's kind of a 3x6. First step, pulling all these bolts that hold the beams in so we can get this beam out. I've got replacement 2x6s, a pair of green tree 2x6s that I'm going to put together to be a beam to replace them. Well, I pulled the bolts and you can see this was in worse shape. The original beam is actually just broken, and look at the replacement one. It's just rotted. This gravity box was given into gravity. There. I've got the beam out of the way, temporary bracing in place. This old rotted 2x6 will become a pattern for the new 2x6s. A brand new beam in place. However, my bolts were set up for 3 beams, so I have to go get some new shorter bolts. I guess it's a trade-off between buying new stuff and spending a lot of money, or having old stuff like this and spending a lot of time fixing it. So more than one person has asked why we spend so much time with old equipment like this gravity box. And it's really, in my opinion, the way that small family farms can be profitable. Working with equipment that's too old or too small for modern farms, fixing it up and keeping it going. And in a lot of cases, this equipment is really sturdy and easy to repair, and has been cast off years ago by large farmers who just didn't want to deal with it. Now, I need to take apart this door and figure out what's going on, why that jumps out of there. All right, what you can see I've done here is I've hammered that down level and welded a spacer in there so that when this turns, it stays seated in the hole. So I'm hoping that will be sufficient. And then I've added this bolt welded hanging from a little chain, and that will serve as a lock when the gate is all the way up. Now it's put back in place with a lock washer. It's really hard to turn this door, and hold on to the camera at the same time, but there. My homemade door stop is locked right in there. There, door problem solved. So next step is getting this wire brushed off the finish so it's smooth, so we can prime and paint it. All right, so at first pass, this is a very smooth, mellow surface now. Very different, and you can't feel it, but you can see how rough this rust and loose paint is. And it's gonna, if we were to paint this, there'd be a lot of chipping and it would come off in a hurry. But this nice, smooth surface will make a real good surface for paint to adhere to. Time for paint. Once again, John Deere green, because I have a lot of it. And we're going to start on the inside. So, corners first. There, the interior of the wagon is done. I've left, other than where I spilled right there, I've left the grain slope clean because the grain sliding in there makes it more slippery. The worst part about painting this gravity box is getting under here. I've already gotten under the back side, and now I'm on the end, and I have to reach under and get this underside. Not exactly a show quality paint job, but the goal here is to just get it covered, and I think I rolled on a lot of paint, and get it covered to inhibit future rust. There. Painted and rebuilt with that new beam. Now a working mechanism. It's ready to be taken outside, ready for action upcoming this summer when we combine grain. I hope that was interesting to you. It's just a part of our process. It's what we love to do, or what I love to do here in the shop in the winters, just to add value to the farm. Well, so YouTuber Piper Doug from up in Manitoba issued a challenge for widest cow. He's got a couple of real wide ones. And I think Felicity here might rival his cows. She's a wide girl. Getting close to calving. You can tell she's kind of cranky. Aren't you, Felicity? Are you cranky?